Have you ever had one of those brilliant business ideas, only to hit that same old wall, I just don't have the money? Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're building a playbook for the 2026 entrepreneur, one that's designed for this new economic reality, where your drive, not your dollars, is what truly counts. Let's dive in. You know, for the better part of a decade, the startup world had a pretty simple formula, right? Have an idea, whip up a slick slide deck, and go raise millions from venture capitalists. That was the ZIRP era, the zero interest rate policy era, when money was practically free. But folks, that party is over. Capital has a real cost now. And investors, they want to see profits, not just promises. But here's the thing. This isn't a crisis. It's a massive, massive opportunity. So what does this new reality actually mean for you? Well, the old way was all about raising huge sums of cash, often with a, let's call it a fuzzy path to ever making money. The new way, the 2026 way, is a whole different ballgame. It starts with zero capital. It focuses on what you can do, your skills, your time, your hustle. And from day one, the goal is profit. In this new world, it's not about your resources. It's all about your resourcefulness. Okay, to help you navigate this whole new landscape, we've laid out a simple 5-part roadmap. First, we're going to dig into the business reset. Then we'll talk about your powerful new currency. After that, we'll pull out the map and find the best zero capital opportunities. Then we'll get personal and match those opportunities to you. And finally, we'll focus on the single most important part, actually getting started. So let's kick things off with the 2026 business reset. Look, this isn't just some temporary blip on the radar. This is a fundamental change in the rules of the game. And you know what they say about new rules? They create a whole new set of winners. This brings us to a really important question. If cash isn't king anymore, what is? Well, the answer is your new currency, sweat equity. This is the engine that's going to power the zero capital startup, and it's about time we all recognized its incredible value. And let's be perfectly clear, sweat equity is way more than just working hard. It's a strategic investment. It's the actual value you create with your brain and your time when you don't have a checkbook to do it for you. In 2026, it is, without a doubt, your most powerful asset. And this isn't some small niche idea we're talking about. Just look at this number. The estimated value of sweat equity in U.S. private businesses is a staggering 1.2 times the entire GDP of the country. That is a mind-blowing economic force, and you have the power to tap right into it. This really proves that your effort has real, tangible, quantifiable worth. Your sweat equity can be valued just like any other asset. You can look at it from a market-based angle, asking, hey, what would it cost to hire someone to do this exact work? Or you could use an income-based approach, which ties your work directly to future profits. There's even a cost-based view, which looks at the salary you gave up to do this work. The bottom line is this: your time and your effort have a real price tag. All right, so we've got our new currency. The big question now is, where do we invest it for the best returns? Let's pull out our zero capital opportunity map and find out. This table right here, this is the heart of our map. We've boiled down dozens of ideas into 5 key categories. Whether you're after fast cash with skill-based services, you want that scalable income from digital products, or you want to make a real impact with sustainability, there is a path here for you. So let's zoom in on a few of these. Okay, let's start with skill-based services. This is, hands down, the fastest way to turn what you already know into cash. I mean, think about all the small businesses out there. They are desperate for help. They need someone to guide them on AI, to write content that actually shows up on Google, to manage their social media. You could be the person solving these problems for them tomorrow, with nothing more than your skills and a laptop. Next up, digital products. Now, this is where things get really interesting because we're talking about scalability. You can create an ebook or a killer set of design templates or an online course one time and then sell it again and again and again. And with things like print on demand or drop shipping, you don't even have to touch a single piece of inventory. It's incredible leverage. And hey, do not sleep on the green economy. Seriously, with regulations getting tighter and consumers demanding sustainable options, there's a huge need for advisors. You could help a company source eco-friendly products or track its carbon footprint. This is a chance to build a business where your profits and your purpose are perfectly aligned. Okay, so we've got the map. But you know, a map is pretty useless if you don't know where you are on it. So in this section, we're going to make this personal. We're going to match these opportunities directly to your goals and your situation. So take a look and find yourself. Who are you in this new economy? Are you the student trying to earn some cash while you're hitting the books? Maybe you're a professional between gigs, ready to make a big pivot. Or are you a mentor who wants to guide the next wave of founders? Where you start defines your entire strategy. Let's kick it off with the student's playbook. For you, the main goal is probably to get that first chunk of capital, maybe a couple $1,000s. But it's also about finding something that's flexible, that fits around your classes, and that builds a real portfolio to help you stand out when you graduate. So what does that actually look like? Well, think about managing the Instagram for a local coffee shop, or writing blog posts for a tech startup, or tutoring chemistry online. These are absolutely perfect for students. They're flexible, they build legit, real-world skills, and they can get you that first wave of capital you need. All right, now let's talk about the professional who's in transition. The goal here is bigger. We're talking maybe $10,000 to really fund that next career move. The strategy is all about leveraging the years of expertise you already have and aiming for higher value services right out of the gate. So this means you're jumping straight into something like niche consulting. If you've got a deep background in logistics, you could become a green supply chain consultant. If you've been in HR for a decade, you could offer corporate training services. These are high-ticket services that command much higher rates, and they'll get you to your capital goal way faster. We've covered the why, the what, and the how. But honestly, none of that matters without this last, most critical piece, taking that first step. Because in the zero capital world, action is literally everything. Forget the 60-page business plan. Your only goal right now is to get a signal from the market as fast as possible. You need to validate that somebody out there is actually willing to pay for what you have to offer. Create a tiny bit of momentum. That first dollar, that first client, that is the only fuel that matters. Remember, in 2026, action is the new capital. And this slide right here says it all. The cost of trying something new today is basically zero, just your time and your effort. But the cost of not trying, the cost of waiting for the perfect moment, or for funding that might never show up, that cost is infinite. The single biggest risk you can take in 2026 is doing nothing at all. So I'll just leave you with this one question. What's your first move?